Welcome to r/EntitledParents, where an entitled rich woman steals tips from servers just because she was late to her yoga class. We did not have entitled parents / entitled people stories for a long time, so be sure to leave me some stars in the comments to let me know that you like it. Without any further ado, let's dive right into the stories. Privileged teacher tells me her social life is more important than my dad's incurable cancer. Okay, so this happened earlier today and I just keep replaying it over and over with all the things I wished I had said to this entitled guy. Context: I decided to go back to university to further my skills as a teacher. A big focus of the course is collaborative learning, and so in my group we have to do a presentation and activities for other students. This does not happen until next week. This one girl in my group has been slowly ostracizing herself with her attitude towards others, and only one person now spends time with her on the course. Think pseudo-liberal, PLB for short, who actually has an incredibly expensive and private school education and knows literally nothing about the disenfranchised and struggling people of society, even though she claims she does. She's a #down with sweatshops whilst clinging to her designer handbag type. Anyway, we agreed to meet today to discuss what we are doing. I did not get the chance to do the core reading to prep for it for reasons which will soon become clear. PLB:
I just think it's shocking that some people here did not prepare for this. I want this done by Tuesday at 9 PM. No exceptions. Laziness will not be tolerated.
Me: I think it's judgmental of you to assume I did not do the reading because of laziness. PLB:
There are no other excuses, you clearly aren't invested.
Me: Not that I need to justify myself to you, but for your information, I have a lot of family responsibilities. My dad, who I care for the most as my mom is trying to keep a roof over their head, has incurable cancer. His immune system got pretty effed during treatment, so when he catches a cold, he's very sick. I had to take him to our out-of-hours doctor to see if it was bad enough for him to be hospitalized. Thankfully, he's sent, but he still needed plenty of care. Doctors gave him 3 to 5 years to live, and we are now at year 3. He was my priority all weekend, and that's why I could not prepare for this. I thought that would be fine, as we still have over a week to sort this. PLB:
Well, it's not like he's actually dying right now, so you should have still gotten this done. I have a social life I don't want to lose because of someone not pulling their weight. Especially weight as heavy as yours.
She said this looking me up and down. I just got up and left. I sent a message telling the group I would still work on the presentation and not let them down, but that I just needed time to cool off. Oh, I wish I had said something to destroy or murder her by words, but honestly, I was just too upset and flabbergasted that someone, a teacher, could be so unkind. How would you guys deal with such an incredibly disrespectful person? I think the best thing to do is to report her to higher ups to get her into trouble. But if you ask me, it's really scary to think that someone like this might be the future teacher of your kid in school. But anyway, let's continue. Entitled parent sits her kids at my table and calls me rude. EP entitled parent, me for me and D for my dad. Now onto the story. This was around 2 years ago at a Costco. My dad and I just got done with some shopping and decided to get some hot dogs. So we chose one of those tables that fits 4 people with an umbrella on top. Dad told me to sit at the table to save it from anyone else. After about 2 minutes, I see a typical soccer mom with a baby, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. Most of the tables had filled up by now and she was looking for one and spotted me. She walked over to my table, set the 7 and 5-year-old down and started to walk away. I grabbed her arm and said, excuse me ma'am, but this table is taken. Could you move your kids elsewhere? She proceeded to shrug me off to presumably feed her baby in the bathroom. So I sat back down across from the kids and proceeded to awkwardly stare at them. About a minute later, my dad comes back with the hot dogs and says, mind you, my dad is a rude person who has no filter. Dad: Why the F are 2 little kids sitting here? Me: Some lady just sat her kids here and when I tried to tell her not to, she just shrugged me off. D: Well, when she gets her ass back here, she's moving her kids. My dad proceeded to make the kids get up and stand and started to eat his hot dogs. Around a good 2 minutes later, she came back and my dad proceeds to ask, Dad, hey, could you move your kids? We are sitting here. EP,
We could just share the table.
Dad, what the hell, no. No, just move. This table is too small anyways. EP,
But there's no other place to sit.
by this point, the other tables have cleared out, giving them a spot to sit. Dad, I don't give a damn. Effing move. EP,
But it's finders keepers and you weren't here.
yes, she actually said this like it's kindergarten. Dad, I don't care about that childish BS. Now move. She finally got her kids up and moved them to one of the multiple available tables. We heard her lecturing her kids about
Not being like that rude man.
and
Sharing is caring.
my dad and I ate our meals and talked about how much of an airhead and loon she was. While out in the parking lot, she threw her drink at us, missed, and flipped us off and yelled out,
F you.
really setting a good example for your kids, lady. As someone mentioned in the comments, it's really weird to leave your 5 and 7-year-old kid alone at the table with a stranger. Then again, I don't know about you guys, but I think his dad is kind of an a-hole as well. Feel free to tell me in the comments what do you think about that guy. Anyway, if you have watched until here, please feel free to post some stars in the comments and like the video if you want to support me. All support is very much appreciated. But now let's continue. Man thinks that by aggressively begging, I will let him pet a dolphin. So I work in a facility that has dolphins, and during certain parts of the day there are opportunities for visitors to have the chance to be chosen randomly to meet one. There's also a paid program where you can swim with the dolphins for about 30 minutes in a 2-hour-long program that starts with a classroom component. Why we do this, what you will do, etc. Although I work with the people who are the animal caretakers, I am not one myself. They simply tell me how many people to get at the set times and which part of the enclosure they will bring the dolphins to. During this time, I give a quick presentation explaining our relationship with the animals and why they are there. During the middle of the presentation, the chosen guest that was selected in advance will be brought to the section of the enclosure by a co-worker to do their meet and greet with the animals. Today I chose an adult woman, and after the presentation I saw her on my way to lunch. She thanked me and was super excited, and I was happy to have made her day. As I'm walking away, I hear someone calling for my attention. Entitled man,
Excuse me, I have a quick question.
me, sure, how can I help you? EP,
I want to get in the water and swim with the dolphin, like right now. Can I do that? Can I get in the water and swim with the dolphin?
me, red flags going up mentally. Sorry, you cannot do that. We do have a program, but you would have to set it up by appointment. It would not be right now. EP,
I know that, so can you make it possible for me to just pet one, like right now, because I really want to.
me, sorry, our dolphins are done for now. They won't do anything until the next presentation in 2 hours. EP,
But I really want to pet it, like now. Can you just get the supervisor to let me pet it? Can you go ask?
me, sure, I'll see what I can do. So I walk over to the supervisor, who was watching the other caretakers giving the dolphins the last parts of their afternoon diets, and some were getting required medications. She sees me walking over and says hi. Me, hi, so there's this man that really wants to meet a dolphin. He's telling me he wants to get into the water right now and swim with them. And now he's begging me to pet one, even though I told him they were done for now. He asked me to come ask you, so that's what I'm pretending to do, since I'm just going to go back and say no. I'm just letting you know, and I will let the other caretaker that's outside talking to guests know as well, so they don't try to ask her as well. Supervisor, yeah, no, they are done until 5:30. We are not doing meet and greets anymore. They are done. Thank you for telling me and telling other caretakers. So I walk back to the EP and tell him that it would not be possible for him to pet a dolphin, since they were done until 5:30 for the last presentation of the day. EP,
So I'm petting the dolphin at 5:30?
me, no, they are on their own time until 5:30 when we will do our final presentation of the day. EP,
So I get to pet it at 5:30.
me, no, they are not doing anything until 5:30. EP,
Okay, so how do I set up a time to swim with it? How do I do that? The paid thing.
me, well, it's by appointment and you would have to do it on a different day, since you need to do a classroom component first. EP,
But I want to swim with it. When do I do that? Can I do it today?
me, no, it's by appointment and you have to book it in advance and then come to the classroom component. And after they teach you what you will do and how to get in the water, you will change and get in the water with the dolphins to interact with them in the water. After a little more back and forth, he finally leaves with his friend and I go up to the caretaker, who used to be my coworker but was able to transfer to a caretaker a few weeks ago that was outside the exhibit. Me: "Hey, so those two guys leaving over there are trying to meet the dolphins and I already told them no." EP:
"Hey, you're a caretaker. I want to pet a dolphin. Can you make it happen?"
Caretaker: "Aha, I am, but no, they are all done for right now. I know what you mean though. I wish I could pet them whenever I wanted, but I cannot." EP then thanks her and leaves with his friend for the last time and I quickly explain what just happened. Caretaker: "Thanks for telling me. Some people I see you later." Have you guys ever seen dolphins in the wild? I haven't personally, but the last time I've seen dolphins was at SeaWorld in San Diego. Have you guys ever been there? They have that awesome killer orca whale or whatever it's called. And honestly, that thing looks so cute. But either way, I think we should continue.
"Give me your money now."
Before I get this story started, I need to provide you with some background information. Okay, so this story happened a few months ago at a huge gym I worked at for a few months. By huge, I mean this gym had 3 saunas, 4 floors, 5 indoor and 2 outdoor pools. One of the outdoor pools had a swimmer, bar and restaurant and many more amenities. Yes, I know, this does not sound much like a gym, but the owner is a go big or go home kinda guy. With that being said, the monthly rate to go to this gym was roughly $180 a month per person. Many rich and entitled people were often my customers. I was working at a smoothie bar at the time. Anyways, if you're from the tri-state area, you know exactly what gym I'm talking about. Well, ripe stars, I don't even know what the tri or tri-state area is, so maybe you can enlighten me both in regards to that area and in regards to the gym. But anyway, here's the cast. Me for me, BL, the B lady, CF coworker friend. I was 17 when this happened, and when I was growing up, I was always told not to talk back to adults. So the story starts with a Saturday shift around 4, we close at 5, so me and CF would change out the metal fruit scoops for normal plasticware in order to make closing way faster. We had been there since 6:30 AM, so it was a pretty long day. For some smoothies, we use fresh ginger, which is always cut and prepared per order since the company only orders the actual ginger roots. This is when BL walks up and orders her ginger kick smoothie. I tell her the drink may take up an additional 5 minutes as we need to cut and peel the ginger as we do per order, and she says that's perfectly fine. After helping other customers, BL walked back up to the counter. This is where it gets interesting. BL:
"Hey, I just saw those people order smoothies and they got them before mine."
Me: "I'm sorry for the wait, we just needed extra time to prepare the ginger for your smoothie. It should be done in about a minute." Suddenly BL starts to berate me and tells me that she knows the owner. BL:
"Well, you really have the nerve to not serve me, don't you?"
Me: "Ma'am, your BL:
"I know the owner. Just wait until he finds out that I was late to my yoga class because of you."
Me: "Ma'am, we can have the drink dropped off to your yoga class if you cannot wait the additional 30 seconds. She starts to get more visibly frustrated. BL:
"I need my money back now."
I started to pull up the refund transaction page on our computer, but it was too late for that. BL had reached in the tip jar and grabbed all of the day's tips, around $30, and stuffed it in her Louis Vuitton bag. As I said, "Ma'am, you cannot take that." She flipped me off and I was just trying to keep my cool the whole time. She walks past the front desk and screams,
"Some people really have the nerve."
So I grab the phone and dial security's number. They find her in her yoga class and ban her from the gym for life and decide not to refund her $180 for the month. Sadly, we did not get back the tips for the day, but boy, watching her being escorted by security sure made my day. Damn, $180 for a gym per month, that sounds super expensive. In Germany, like way in the past, for a cheap gym I paid around 15 euros, which is like $20 per month, but nowadays it's more like $25 or $30. How much are you guys paying for gym memberships? 180 really seems excessive. Entitled mom shoves her kid into my classroom and runs. This is my first post on this forum, so please be gentle with me. Not sure if this is entitled parents or choosing beggars. For context, in my late teens and early 20s, I ran a free after-school program for kids out of a community center. The program was for kids ages 8 to 12 whose parents were currently undergoing a messy divorce. We had a sister program next door for parents of the kids. It was part class, part community group, part group counseling. With the kids, myself and another volunteer discussed handling anger, prepared them for joint custody, changes in finances, what alimony and child support were, etc. The class was free, some of the materials were paid for by the center and the rest I covered myself. I liked the class and it gave me a bit of padding on my resume. So I did not mind buying snacks, coloring materials and prizes for the kids. At the time, we were a few weeks into the class and I had 8 kids who were attending. 8 is a great number because do you know how many things come in packs of 8? It meant I bought stuff in those 8 packs so each kid would have something and I did not waste money on spares. So, this afternoon the kids are coming in and this parent I have not met with an unknown kid comes by and sort of drops the kid off without a word to me or her child. It's been a few years, but here's the conversation I remember. Me, ma'am, entitled mom.
What?
Me, hey, I don't think we have met. Your son is not enrolled in this class currently. You cannot just drop him off with me.
I was told this class is free.
Me, it is, but it's not a daycare. You do have to enroll your child first, and the beginning of the term. I cannot watch any child who comes by. There are things I need to know, like allergies, emergency contacts, I kinda laugh, his name,
Well, you can ask me right now.
Me, I'm sorry, but the class is starting right now, so I cannot. But you can enroll him in the next term, you can find information on how to do that. Insert information. Rolling her eyes.
I have an appointment, can't you just take him?
For the second, the parents were supposed to be enrolled in the class across the hall, not just use us for free childcare. Me, I can't. Besides, I did not know I would have another student today, so I don't have enough supplies or snacks for him.
Oh, he doesn't need any snacks, he won't mind.
Me, ma'am, of course he's going to mind. All the kids eating Nutella snack packs and Capri Suns, and that all the other kids have workbooks and he doesn't. It's not fair to him. Besides, it's not really safe for me to watch a child that I have no information for, so you can sign him up for the next term. Gets all huffy.
Fine.
Grabs her kid and storms off. That was the end of it, or so I thought. A few minutes later, I'm working with the kids and the other volunteer is setting up our next activity. The door opens a crack and the same kid as before is shoved in, and the door slams. The other volunteer and I share a "what the F" look, but I open the door and look out and entitled mom is booking it down the hallway. Me, ma'am! Yelling without turning around.
I'll be back in a few hours.
Me, never mind the class is only an hour long, half running after her. Ma'am, if you don't come and collect your son, I will call the police about an unaccompanied minor. He won't be here when you get back. Stops, sighs, turns around and pecks me with a glare.
You're being so unflexible. This is terrible customer service.
Me, you're not a customer. Please take your son. Entitled mother grabs her kid's hand and starts storming off while yelling.
I cannot believe you would call the police on a child. What kind of teacher are you? I'm going to tell your boss about how horrible you were to me and my son.
To this day, I wonder if she attempted to talk to my boss about my behavior. Or imagining the look on her face when she found out the boss of the program was me. By the way, do you guys still like entitled parents / entitled people? The stories over here are definitely, let's say, different compared to I don't work here lady. However, I do try to take stories that are believable and don't blow things out of proportion too much. On to the last story for today. My headphones affect the education of Karen's poor baby. Background. All of this happened about a year ago at a cleaning job I had to pay my way through university. I was registered with a cleaning agency who would send me to various different places to clean, one of which was a very expensive and pretentious private school for kids under 11. Seriously, this place was like Hogwarts and I went there about once a fortnight. Also relevant is that I have autism, which means I often struggle with loud and high-pitched noises, which made working in a school full of screaming kids quite hard. I worked out a deal with my boss at the school whereby, when the kids were out in the playground being super loud, I would clean places that were off limits to them and wear headphones. When they went into lessons and were quiet, I would do the public spaces, and this all worked out fine. Anyway, on to the story. The cast is me, EM, self-explanatory, and B for my boss. So it's the morning and all the kids are arriving at school. Loud as hell, so I start my day cleaning the teacher's break room. I'm wearing my headphones, I'm jamming out, all is well. Then EM bursts through the door, clearly having just dropped off her precious angel. I take out my headphones to see what she wants. EM:
"Oh, I must have the wrong room. I wanted to use the bathroom."
Me: "No worries, the bathroom is next door on the right." EM:
"Were you wearing headphones?"
Me: yeah. EM:
"That is completely unacceptable. I pay over 10 grand a year for the staff at my baby's school to be wearing headphones at work?"
Well,
What an awful example to be setting to children that you can listen to music in the workplace. The teachers take my baby's phone away at the start of the day and you can just wander around with yours.
In all fairness, ma'am, the children are not allowed in this room, and when I am in spaces where they are allowed, I don't have my phone or headphones on me.
You're being totally unprofessional. It's an attitude like that which means that you're a cleaner and my child will achieve real success in his life.
Me: I'm actually doing this job to pay for my degree.
If that were true, you would be smart enough to know you don't talk back to people that pay your wages. Your boss will be hearing about this.
She storms out, and about 10 minutes later she comes back with my boss. I'm feeling stressed out and on the verge of tears. Another side effect of my autism is that confrontation/conflict/ being yelled at stresses me out beyond belief. I am seriously relieved to see my boss, and I cannot wait to see the look on EM's face when my boss tells her that my wearing headphones is okay. Unfortunately, that did not happen. EM:
"See, completely unprofessional."
Boss: "I'm very sorry, Mrs. EM surname: This is unacceptable." My name: "Will you please apologize and remove your headphones?" Me: "But I've been working here for months and I've always worn headphones. You told me it was okay." B: "It is not okay, and we cannot accept you working in this school if you do not comply with our codes of conduct." Me: "But you said..." B: "Honestly, Mrs. EM, I did not and would not condone such a thing." I was about to start crying because I felt so bad about the whole situation. Then I thought, F this. I hate this job, I hate being talked down to by snooty parents, teachers and kids alike, and my boss lying about me to appease this EM is the final straw. EM:
"Well, are you going to apologize?"
"No, find someone else to deal with your obnoxious staff and entitled brats." I laid down all my stuff and walked out and never went back in. My boss at the cleaning agency refused to send the school any more cleaners since they had blatantly lied after telling the agency it was fine for autistic staff to wear headphones. They also insisted I got paid for a full day's work, which the school did. It was very satisfying walking out of that job. I would not wish working as any kind of manual labor staff in a private school on anyone. Guys, I gotta say, private schools, private kindergartens and so on are also becoming more and more popular here in Germany. And actually, I have a few teacher friends who work at a school like that, and damn, the stories they tell you, they would make your blood boil. I just hate people who think they are better than you just because they have more money. I mean, if you can afford to bring your kid to a private school, then props to you. However, that does not mean you have to talk down to people like the OP of the story just because they have a lower job, as you call it. But anyway guys, I don't want to rant too much, but how do you guys feel about private schools? Let's discuss in the comments. And unfortunately guys, we have already reached the end of the video, but I do sincerely hope that you enjoyed today's content, since we did not have entitled parents for a while. If you want to see more, be sure to tell me in the comments. I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you again tomorrow.